on
Yeah,
Sportswire.
it's like it's up to that level,
Ah, okay.
and he
Thank you for
used to
that.
comment on a lot of our community's posts, and
So that's
now
what
we just
you're saying, Tom. That
we
is.
make fun of him
Is he still
nowadays.
alive, by the way?
I heard he was in really bad health, so hopefully
Well,
it.
that's like the
I'm
guy
not.
we had on Loose Cannon who was faked cancer to get out of a match with Anthony Steele and scammed
What? Oh
these poor
my.
guys in Silver Wolf and these other guys $1,000. And
Oh,
absolutely a nightmare.
yo.
He said he had indie connections and just a
Oh my.
absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
It's crazy.
Jack says he remembers that because Tom got famous because he finally found the brown sauce, and then he said he
Yeah.
heard he had butt cancer because
Yes, I heard that, and I know it may sound messed up, but
it's okay.
sometimes it's one of those things where karma gets to you.
I've heard that word, and I do believe in that word. And he's talking about he wants Tom to comment in here. Speaking of
Oh,
Summer Bash, the trendsetter is still needing a challenge. Well, that's a good question. That's a good question.
we could
Let me.
definitely bring up
I'm gonna
something.
get to everybody's comments, and I want to talk to you about some other things. I don't even know who this. Can somebody give me his information? Do people? All right. Do people want this guy on?
No, don't do it, Tom. Do
Will I
not
get
listen to
views
them
though? Will I get views?
from all of us, and that's it.
We've had Xavier Thorne's been here. A lot of other guys have been here in the same
you
lane.
you
So
commenters are messed up for even
they like it.
suggesting
They
that.
know. They know. Listen, I think they
Oh
want it.
my.
They want it. Well, if
Uh,
somebody, well, I think it's a good time to drop my announcement then. So while you wait about Tom's phone, tomorrow night in your chair, 10 o'clock Eastern time, I have on Osiris from ESW Shockwave. Yep,
oh,
the one and only Osiris. And Osiris has a lot to say because he has departed from ESW Shockwave. He is going to talk about all of that. He
wow.
is going to talk about the future. And, you said a few things tonight about Chris Craven. Well, guess what? Osiris is going to probably say a few things about ESW Shockwave. It's probably going to open up so many eyes that you might want to tune into this one because this is going to be one that I can assure you will be one for the ages, just like tonight's show.
For sure. I am definitely gonna be tuning into that if I'm not asleep because I work
I know
very
it's
early
late. You know what it
days.
is? You know what it is? Like 2/3 of the commenters are in different time zones, and
Yep.
I don't sleep. So a lot of times, 10 o'clock for a lot of the guys here is like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So I understand.
I
Like
have
if
to
you're
wake up at 4 a.m. all
well,
the
I would
time
say watch
nowadays.
it on Monday. Do yourself a
Yeah,
favor. Watch on
definitely gonna
Monday
do
show.
that.
That's all. When is
But
Tom coming on to Sportswire? He's more famous than all of us combined.
oh, that's
And
true. He on TikTok he got like millions of views.
I shouldn't admit that. I shouldn't admit this, but I have an uncle. I have unfortunately a special needs uncle that lives in Brooklyn, and he just got like
Uh,
5 million views on TikTok because he went up to
oh,
these like two girls in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and he said some things that he shouldn't. He wouldn't say it badly, but the way it basically he was made like into like a TikTok meme. It's if you
oh
search him,
wow.
it's Bay Ridge Richie. You'll see it. He's like this
Okay.
little like midget, and he goes up to these two like really hot girls, and they kind of
Oh,
like it has like 5 million views on TikTok. And check it
he
out.
has
Tell
he
me that
has more confidence than me. Let me tell you, I would never.
well, you know what? We'll certainly move on because I think you got a lot of confidence tonight. Titan versus Silver Wolf. Well, I'm sure that could happen in TBW. Wink and a nod. I respect everyone. I'll shake hands with everyone. Actually, I think C2K would actually do that. He actually would. Yes, I have you in the Promo Wrestling Federation. You're in the chat. I did actually say that. Silver Wolf versus Alex. But Alex Cross wasn't that bad tonight. He's improving, Alex Cross. Alex Cross is improving in ROW. Listen, Silver Wolf has got work to do. So does Alex Cross. But I think Alex Cross is improving. I think Alex Cross is going to be last year's version of Jacob Collins. You watch. Silver Wolf is the future of ROW. James Taylor right now is having a heart attack. Who's Silver Wolf? That's the pushback we're getting. Cigarette on a pole match. Well, that'll certainly win the audience. I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. Cigarette on a pole match is crazy. Cigarette on a pole match is crazy. It's never been done before. I still got more comments. That was a great match. Really, Jack. Never forget Silver Wolf asking Tom. Yeah, that was one of those moments that I was like, shouldn't have done that. And now Silver Wolf is laughing. C Money walks out victorious. He did get the victory. That was a legendary moment. Bro was tweaking, trying to put that in his mouth, and it was just what it was. Over that good fella guy, Dark Cryptic Wrestling. This episode has been hijacked by comments. It has. I mean,
Yeah, it does.
people just people just want to talk at this point. I was telling you before we went on the air. I'm like, you don't know what you've walked into the last time you were here to where it is now. It's a totally different dynamic. It's like
I've noticed.
It feels it's like I got to be honest. Sportswire isn't a podcast. It's almost like going to a concert, it's going to a show because you get so many people to talk and interact with this. It's like it's a different world than when even the first time you came here. How you doing, D-Lock? Hope you guys in the VTW.
Oh, D-Lock. I miss D-Lock, man. He's such a
he misses
a
you.
guy.
He misses you. And Tom Safone versus Chase Wakefield. You really
no.
Tugboat on Sportswire. Oh my God. We have lost control here on Sportswire. Every single company I've been to has heard of Tom Safone. He told me about Rock Hard Wrestling. Silver Wolf should go work there. Silver Wolf, we'll talk about it when we're off the air. I don't know why he keeps going, what's up, Titan? Silver Wolf, Titan is there. You have his number. Give him a call. Chase, I definitely would love to step in the ring with you again, no matter what promotion is, just like anyone here. All respect. Amen. Robert Pearson and I always loved Robert Pearson. We were always, to me, we'll definitely bring him back. It's just a totally different thing. You will definitely get views. I have no doubt about it. That's why you seem like you would want me to bring him on. Yes, you would get views because everyone knows him. Okay. Bitcoin gazillionaire. You probably are a Bitcoin gazillionaire. Now it's Chase. Now Jack Delta, hello to the, what's his face from the Silver Wolf. I'll send the challenge out. Alan Michaels versus Darkron, day 3 of Summer Bash. My girlfriend just went viral for mentioning her special.
No.
I'm going to say nothing on the finish part because I got what that is. We're going to move on because we're almost finally done with comments. I thought you were dating Alexis Vanderbilt. Oops. I thought that was the guy that was on my platform for ESW Shockwave. Oops. Wait. I'm sure Osiris will talk about all that tomorrow. Oops. I did it again.
Crazy. That Hawk Tua girl.
Yep,
is a big name in the crypto Twitter space right now.
I'm aware. That's why I was like, let's move on. I know. I've told the story before. I actually had the opportunity to have made, no joke, about $250,000 in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But by the time I got in, I only made like 15 grand. So people,
we're gonna have to talk about that on another show.
That was 2016. I was like, they actually told me, I want you to invest in Bitcoin. I'm telling you, here's what you're going to make. And I was like, I don't know. And I thought about it. I went in like 7 months later. I made money, but I would have made more money, but that's okay. But D-Lock, yep. And I don't smoke or drink anymore, but I would definitely be a guest referee on that cigarette in a pole match. Vanderbilt gave CJ Black that was it Hawkatua? Is it Hawkatua? Hawk Tua reports is coming. Okay, so obviously, you know what? I want to give you something. Speaking of Bitcoin, before I actually transition to some things that I want to talk about from your past. D-Lock, I would love to have you on Sportswire. Get in touch with me.
It would be amazing to talk about.
I would actually, you know what? I want to actually put it out there. I would love more VTW guys on here. I want to be open for everybody. So, yeah. I would say message me. If you're on Instagram, I'm at the Sports Report 2021. I'm on Facebook at Tom Bryce. I don't know if we're friends on Facebook, but get in touch with me and I'll bring you on the platform. I don't know why we haven't connected. I'd like to have more VTW guys on. I want to open the line of communication. Send him my info. Give him my phone number. You want my phone number? 347-282-7735. Give me a call. No, seriously. You want to give me a call? Everybody out there in the chat, you want to give me a call? 347-282-7735. Give me a call. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what you want to hear. Yell at me, curse at me, scream at me, whatever it is. Blow up my phone and tell me why you should call me.
I feel like CJ Black is gonna prank call you now, knowing that number.
You know what? Somebody should prank me. Hey, can we have some of that Bitcoin money? Also, I'm always down, man. Yeah, absolutely. Let's rock for it. I hope my phone goes well, but just to let you know, I have 5,000 contacts in my phone already. So join the club. Give me a call. I want to give you something. I want to get to some things I want to show on the screen. I've got something to honor you. Yes, I actually have something to actually recognize you. And you're officially, I am calling you the Bitcoin billionaire of backyard and underground wrestling. Congratulations.
I love it.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
You're in the Hall of Fame already. I've had you on a bunch of times, but let me give you actually something to honor. You know what? I actually got a call right now on the line. So let's see who this is. I'm going to take the call. We got a call.
Oh, I can't wait.
So, caller, you're on the line here. They hung up. I think somebody realized that they were actually live on Sportswire. So I actually had somebody that was going to give me a call and went right to voicemail. No, I was actually going to pick the call up. And, if that's you, CJ Black, I actually was going to pick the call up and you hung up. So it was no caller ID, which means somebody was going to call into the show. I would have put you on the call with me and Chase. But if you want to give us a call, 347-282-7735, I'll put you on the line here. But obviously, I want you to have this. I want you to, because of all the things you've done. And I thought, you've been here before. You're in the Hall of Fame. But I thought, let's honor you in a different way, in a way to honor your wealth and to your wealth of knowledge and earnings and everything else. And not just in the ring, but as the Bitcoin billionaire.
I feel honored for this. Honestly, I keep going to your shows and seeing you giving out these types of awards to other people, but not me. So I was like, when am I going to
You
get
haven't
something
come
like
on in
this?
the last 4 months. That's why.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I
It's
am
okay. You've made up
grateful.
for it. It's okay. No, it's quite all right. Trust me. We've had a long list of people. It's actually, I actually had to cancel. You're gonna laugh for your show tonight. I was supposed to have Judge Joe Dredd rescheduled from XPW
Wow.
Judge Joe Dredd, but I wanted you here. You haven't been here in a while. I mean, Judge Joe Dredd, you'll always listen. I can get Judge Joe Dredd on any time. I speak to him on Instagram every day. Big deal. You haven't been here in a long time. So I wanted you to have this. I'm going to take this off the screen. And I want to play now something on the screen. Yeah, someone should call in. I'll be here for the next hour or so. But you know what? I got something I want to play, which is, speaking of NEW, speaking of Jake Dvorak, I actually have this I want to put on the screen. I want to go down memory lane. I want to do a couple of memory lanes with you. Let's do it here for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio. Let's do it right here. I'm going to go actually fast forward to the point of where you are, my friend. So we're going to do that right now. Let's put this on the screen. Most importantly,
enjoy.
NEW. How's it going? It is Adam Anderson, the unkillable Adam Anderson. And I got some great news for you. You see, I hear there's an event happening, and there's a specific match called All Out War happening for you guys. And you know what? I'm going to toss my hat into the fold. That's right. You're going to see the unkillable Adam Anderson show up in shitty Massachusetts, and I'll take on anyone in that all-out war rumble. It could be Rhea Silver, Power Surge, even that fat fuck Jake Matthew. Anyone.
Oh.
But I don't want to spoil too much, as we all know who's going to win. Me, obviously. So, tune in. All-out war. I'll be there.
All right, we'll take this off the screen, and we'll take this off. So, talk about this. This was a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure of this. And what happened with all this, and what did it lead to?
Honestly, when it came to NEW, that was my biggest regret when it comes to shows I could have been able to make it to. Back then, I was young. I was very stupid.
You're still young, though.
No, I was younger. I was stupider, and I made some promises to Jake Matthews and all them that I would come up and wrestle for them. And then I didn't have a car at the time, so I don't know why I was making these bookings, but it's just one of those things I wish I was able to do and wish I did. And I still feel bad to this day about it, because usually whenever I try to say yes to a booking, I make it happen. And that was just one of those things that did not happen, and I could not make it happen. And I've talked to Jake personally. I've apologized, and we, through all of our beefs that we had, because me and Jake had a huge personal beef with each other, and it was very stupid at the time, and I made sure to apologize, and we're all on good terms now. And he said if I ever want to come back to NEW, then the door's open for me.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. And, Jake I've gotten a chance to know him really through Gabe Sayers. Gabe Sayers, obviously, GTS and, UWF and a number of TF Crew, which is his company. And, Jake I find him to be one of the more refreshing guys I've met, in the community. And the Riot in the Ring is just so refreshing. You see all these companies. I mean, D'Angelo the Flame is in it. You see, obviously, guys like Gabe Sayers is in it. You saw Mickey Vargas, who really impressed me. You got Power Surge, DC, a lot of their guys in their roster, but also different talents. Stephen Havoc, got a chance here to play in this. King Shock. I mean, there's a lot of great people that are in this tournament from different places that would never have gotten the exposure. Leonidas, who's obviously, the guy, TF Crew, NEW, just a lot of great people that are in this tournament. And he's a guy that's taking the bull by the horn. And, I would definitely to go to that promotion and see firsthand when you have really open collaboration. They're, to me, examples of that. And that's why I've honored them as NEW Underground Wrestling Month. And you should also know, if I get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'm actually getting an NEW Underground Wrestling tattoo. I'm about 270 tattoos. Yeah, I said it on the air. I was like,
Oh, wow.
when I hit like 700, I was like, okay, well, let's do something different. If you really want to see me, really do something. And I said I would get a tattoo. It's going to probably take me a while, but I eventually will get to 1,000. Because, I mean, I was at 500 in January. I was at 600 in March, and I'm at almost 750 now. So, I mean,
Okay, well, that's definitely a big thing you would be doing for a milestone, and more power to you for that.
Well, I mean, I opened it up to the people because people just, they just love coming to Sportswire. I mean, I'm open to doing things. Maybe if I get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll do an open show. If people want to host the show, they want to come on and say a few words, and give me a call right now, 347-282-7735. Give us a call and tell me and what's your thoughts, what's on your mind here, and tell us. Maybe I'll start doing it from now. You know what? You really want to change things up here on Sportswire? You want to call into the show? I'll put you on through the call here, and you want to talk? And I'll go back. I actually used to take calls. As a matter of fact, for 7 months I was at a radio station. I actually would take calls and such. So obviously, if you want to do that, you can do that. But yeah, NEW is a great company. Riot in the Ring, to me, is right now one of the most important underground events right now going on. It's got, D Savage and D'Angelo LaFlame. We have both guys coming on Wednesday night. Jake is here with the Surge, Power Surge, and I'm just really excited about that. Speaking of calls, we have a caller on the line right now. A caller wants to call in, so somebody got the bat.
Let's hear it.
So you are here right now live on Sportswire Radio with myself, the Reverend Tom Bryce, and Chase Wakefield, the Bitcoin billionaire. Tell us, who are you, by the way? Who is this here?
This is the nemesis, James Taylor, the owner of ROEW. How is it going, gentlemen?
We're doing great. How you feeling, James? Long time no speak.
Chase, first and foremost, I respect you. I really appreciate you for what you said a little bit earlier. Yes, reach out to me. We can talk, maybe talk some business or whatnot. Doing things with ROEW. We're moving forward with PWS. And of course, I'm always building for Grand Town Taylor. People going to hate, people going to respect, people going to love, blah, 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 blah. It is what it is, but thank you nonetheless. And Mr. Tom, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I look forward to coming on to the show.
I think you are coming on this week, and this time I want to see you on video, not through the call. But obviously, James, we
love it, James. I love it. Glad to hear you call in to our new call-in sessions.
So I think at this point we're gonna change it up on Sportswire. So James, you've heard it here first. So if people want to give me a call, you've got my personal number. So that means you can call me 24 hours a day if you want. But if you want to give us a call, you have anything on your mind for a quick minute or two, just like on the radio, I'll put you through 347-282-7735. You can talk with Tom and Chase, and you can share your thoughts and anything else. And anything else you want to share, James? Anything else that's on your mind?
Work that you're going to right now. What's your next match coming up, so that way the people like myself can find this match and watch it?
Oh, that's a great question. I was going to talk about something like that earlier. I mean, not earlier, later. But now that you said something, I will be at Amplified Enterprise Wrestling for the Vinny Mania show, and I will be facing Vinny himself.
Oh my God!
The pizza shop owner himself.
Rockies, yep. That's next Saturday.
Yes, sir. I will be there.
I want to listen to you talk about that here shortly. I'm about to jump off the phone. I know you're a busy man. But the last question I have is, a couple of weeks ago, you made a small little comment. I'm really curious on what your thoughts were when Mr. Craven tried to talk to me offline, but I said, let's talk about it now, and I stood up to him with no problem. What was your thoughts on that whole process, that whole situation right there?
Dude, I loved it, man. I loved when he gets put on the spot and has to actually talk about whatever he's talking about, which I don't tend to listen to Craven a whole lot, so I don't know what exactly he was talking about, except for that cardinal rule that you broke. But I thought you did the perfect response there in having him talk about it online.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And also, I didn't break no cardinal rule, but that's a whole other thing. I really appreciate it. Tom, you got my personal number.
I actually do just now. I actually do, and I don't want to show the audience your number, but it's always good to hear from you, James. I know you've got business to attend to in ROEW. We'll see you very soon this week, and I hope you tune in for what Osiris has to say tomorrow night, and also Mr. Hardcore, the opening act from our friends over in GWC and the old GBYWN. So, James, I'll see you soon, my friend. Be safe out there, and I'm sure I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
That was the owner of ROEW, James Taylor, and will I keep doing phone calls? Absolutely. Why not? I mean, if people want to call in, they want to join the conversation anytime, you give me a call at 347-282-7735, and, absolutely, we can call me and anything you want and tell me what's on your mind and whatever it might be. And while we do that, I wanted to play another video of yours while we have some time, because I still got a couple of more videos I want to play, and I want to play one here, kind of the debut of you and Aaron Jones and this friendship of yours. I got that right up here on the screen, and I want to put that up for the screen. I know it's a little bit back, I think. I'm trying to figure out where it was in the spot. I think I saw it. It
should be in the timestamp I gave you.
Oh, you know what? I actually am going to pull that up right now because I actually need to have my eyes checked. That's the beauty of my eyes, obviously. I need better eyes, but that's okay.
Yeah, I did it exactly when the best friend thing started.
Oh, so. I see. You know what? That was the one I read it the wrong way. Okay, so we're actually going to go right back to the timestamp and actually go right back for you. Okay, there we go. Okay, close enough. We'll go like this, and it's so, Ace Christian without.
Whoever's in that gauntlet. You better be.
You could skip him a few more.
I sure as hell am.
Well, he lost tonight, but that's a different conversation.
Oh no! Ladies and gentlemen, it's this man. But joined alongside me for this match, we have none other
than Roy Farnsworth here, back again, ladies and gentlemen. I kind of snuck up on Orville earlier because there's a random floating dog sitting beside of him right now. But I'm excited to be back on the mic here. They were catering, said I could come out. And right now we got Aaron, oh my gosh, throwing water all over an innocent, probably underage young woman.
Roy, always good to see you. Nice to see you got that dog on you. And now, I'm sorry you got to sit through this, Roy. It's always good to see you, but I wish it was under different circumstances. I wish it was with somebody else other than Aaron Jones walking to the ring right now. I hate this man.
Hold on.
Music until I tell you to, so I suggest you keep playing.
Sorry, I didn't want us to get fired, Orville. My apologies.
Oh, fire me!
Look at that cowboy hat.
It looks ridiculous.
North Carolina.
Music, I don't know why it's still playing.
Close enough.
Oh.
You want to talk about frazzle? Zach Daniels, your so-called favorite, Zach Daniels, has got me a little frazzled.
Where'd you get that hat, Party City?
I got it from the gas station near your mom's house. Zach Daniels wants to embarrass the real boss man, Aaron Jones.
Oh, come on.
But I have a good friend.
You look like Barney Rubble. We want that. We want that. We want that. We want that. We want that.
Just hateful.
We want that.
Well, you're not going to get Zach kicked. Because before Zach, you're going to get my new best friend. The man who does my favors for me. The man who's going to beat Zach Daniels right here in the middle of this ring. He's a big man. He's tall. He's strong. He might have a bird chest, but it doesn't matter. This is my friend, the Buffinator, a Bitcoin billionaire, Chase Wakefield.
Oh my God, Roy.
Chase Wakefield.
Hey, do you think this is the man that's... This is the hard goal?
I do remember this, by the way. I do remember.
Yeah.
This is the man that Aaron Jones thinks is going to take out Zach Daniels. Do you think he has a chance, Roy?
You know, the one thing he does have, my apologies, lots of Bitcoin, Orville.
Bitcoin. So much Bitcoin, he can barely get in the ring right now. He's so weighed down.
I know, but look at him move.
I'm waiting for a hug. What am I watching, Roy?
Probably a bunch of squats making it now a hug.
Are these two best friends?
I'm guessing.
We
I
are.
bet you anything Chase Wakefield paid off the boss man, Aaron Jones here, the real boss man, apparently.
Payment only in Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, it's also who signs my
All right,
paycheck.
we'll take this off the screen. We got the point. Let me
Yep.
take this off. Okay, so obviously I know that there was a caller. The caller can call back in a couple minutes. Talk about this and what this meant to you.
So this was truly a act of really just a bunch of let's say on the spot moments, because I didn't know that Aaron Jones was going to say that to me. I didn't know we were going to be friends. So when I heard what he said in that ring, being my friend, the Buffernator, Chase Wakefield. Fun fact, that's like the nickname everyone
I've
gives
heard
me
this
around there.
before. On guys have said this here in DBW, and you've said this here, so I knew that.
Yep.
But the newer
So-
people that are here probably didn't know that. Yeah.
This was all unplanned. I did not know what I was getting myself into. The only thing I knew was I was wrestling Zach Daniels. And then we did that. Everyone thought that was just going to be a one-off thing that Aaron Jones said. But I said, you know what? Let's really make this something. And I turned it around and became Aaron Jones's obsessive best friend.
Yeah, and we saw it. Oh, you and Jack Delta wrestled for the Aaron
Yep.
Jones, Funko Pop there and all that stuff.
Yep. And that was given to me by my wonderful girlfriend for Christmas, and I had no clue in it.
Well, that's
brightened
why
up
you
my
have
whole
a
day.
great girlfriend there, and obviously people were asking different things, and I think we're about to have another caller here for a couple of minutes. Join in because I still got to get to a couple other things, so I can't keep you on too long, call. But if you do want to give us a call, we're at 347-282-7735. It's Tom and Chase, and we're about to have another call here on the air. So before we do that, if you want to go, please and support companies like DBW, VTW, everybody on Summer Bash. Summer Bash takes place July 5th to July 7th in Bremen, Ohio. You can check out VTW's next show. It's tomorrow. It starts 7 o'clock Eastern time, so you can give them a check out. Also, caller, you're on the air. You're here with Tom and Chase live. And caller, tell us who you are.
I am Silverwolf Rome.
The big bad Silverwolf. Yes. How are you, Mr. Silverwolf? What's on your mind?
Not much. Congratulations, Chase, to being in the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. What do you want to what's on your mind, Silverwolf?
I appreciate what you gave me, good information. I'm glad I'm part of PWF. Thank you, by the way.
Okay. Well, what else would you like
You're
to tell us?
welcome.
You're live on the air. I mean, this is like, you got a couple minutes.
All right, Chase, how long have you been into, when did you start wrestling?
Oh, that's a good question. I started wrestling on a trampoline back in 2015. It turned into a broken trampoline, and then we made a homemade ring in Maryland. We did wrestling there, and then we got an actual ring. And then we did that from, I'd like to say, 2017 to now. And I've been doing independent wrestling for about 2 years now.
Wow, interesting. Definitely. Like I said, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Very awesome. Yeah, I've been watching the show, and dude, you're giving really good pointers, and I've been listening, and I appreciate everything you're saying. Definitely.
I appreciate you for listening.
Anything else you want to talk about, Mr. Silverwolf, before we move on here? Anything else on your mind?
Yeah. Question: if you ever came to Racine, say you did, would you ever have a chance? Would you ever face me?
I mean, in wrestling, they always say anything is possible. So it's possible.
It would be a good match.
Well, we'd have to see. I mean, it's obviously up to Chase. It's up to you, and up to obviously, Chase is obviously focusing on, some other things. But who knows what the future brings, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I can't wait. Definitely be a great opportunity to face you, Chase.
Okay, well, we'll find out. Anything else you'd like to add for the audience live, as you are here live on Sportswire Radio with Tom and Chase?
Go PWF.
Yes, go PWF and All Wrestling Matters Promo Wrestling Federation. If you want to join the group, hit me a Discord friend request. Discord at Sportswire Radio. So if you're on Discord, I'm at Sportswire Radio.
I know that.
Check us out. I'll add you to the group. I'll add you to some of the things we're working on. It was James's company. I bought the company. James is still staying involved. Sean Jovi's going to have a hand in it. Some other people. So definitely check us out there. Yep, James is a good man. James is a very good man, and he was the first caller in almost 3 years on Sportswire.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I appreciate everything you guys been doing for me, and I'm definitely going to keep studying.
Well, all right, Mr. Silverwolf, great stuff. We got to get going. Obviously, we want to see you soon, and definitely give us a call back tomorrow night. But thank you so much, my friend, for your time, and we'll see you tomorrow. As the host of the Dark Den Hour, that is the Big Bad Silverwolf, and if you want to give us a call for a little while longer, 347-282-7735. We're here with Chase Wakefield, the Bitcoin billionaire, who's also officially the Bitcoin billionaire of Backyard Underground Wrestling. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. Your voice, figuratively and literally, of all wrestling matters. There was something else I wanted to put on the screen for the audience that you had something you wanted to share, and I think it's a very important thing that I wanted to talk about with you, and it's this particular poster here that you created. And about what this is and why it's important.
Oh, yes, the Violent Barbecue. Oh, man. So this was a show that I was going to run around the COVID era, when COVID was becoming like everything's getting shut down.
Yep.
You can only have so many people in a gathering. And it was something that I wanted to do, kind of like how Summer Bash is doing, like how bringing a lot of the communities together, because a lot of these guys back in the day did not coexist with each other. Like no coexistence,
I
nothing.
know it's a big thing. Yep, I know it's a really.
So we had DBW, NUW, VTW, MEBW, which when they were still when they were still around, doing like their final shows.
Around, yep.
And then EBW, and lastly GBYWN, which a few of the guys, such
the Global
as
Backyard Wrestling Network. Yep.
Yes, sir. The main people that were supposed to be on that show was people like Matt DeMorris. I had guys like Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday. Oh my God, Doc Holliday is actually the one person right now that I'm trying. I don't do this anymore, but I'm personally trying so hard to get on this platform. Is Doc Holliday? He actually comes into the chat. He talks. We finally spoke the other day. It's just a matter of he's like so hard to get on the platform, but he's the one guy that I'm like really want to get on. He is a legend, Doc Holliday.
He was someone that I had highly on the list of guys that wanted to come, and we had guys like Jack Delta, Matt Thunder.
Well, and EBW obviously Jack Delta, so that would have made sense.
EBW, we had Maximus Roman, almost confirmed. They had some date issues at the time, mixed up. But it was just one of those things where it was going to be like, if you knew what GCW Backyard Wrestling was, this was the main inspiration. That first show was the main inspiration for this show.
What happened then? What happened in
COVID?
COVID. Oh, yeah, well, that
was the main thing. COVID shut us down from doing it. I was going to rent out the DBW ring, have it at the DBW arena, and I had this being built. It was a Great Wall of White Claw. And we were going to have a trampoline set up right next to the ring so people would do trampoline stuff into the ring if they wanted to, stuff like that. It was just going to be a fun time for all these communities to get together and showcase the new talent, which back in the time was Jack Delta, Matt Thunder, and a bunch of smaller guys meeting with a bunch of these legends in the backyard wrestling scene. And really getting to network.
You would have had, I'm assuming, Judgment, Cyrus, Scorpion, right? Scorpion the Assassin.
So I had Judgment, Navon McDonald. I even had
another guy, Navon McDonald. That everybody, Navon McDonald's like the one hit. To me, it's him and Dalton Skull It's like it's Dalton Skull, Sean Jovi, Navon McDonald. Like if you took like a poll of like most like beloved like wrestlers in the
Yes.
underground in the backyard, it's those three.
If I remember correctly, we had, I'm trying to think here. We had Matt Thunder versus the Dark Side as one of them. We had Navon McDonald versus Jack Delta was going to be one of our bigger matches because at the time they never faced each other. But now, yeah. And then our main event was going to be Matt DeMorris taking on Chris Mula, which they're two GBYWN legends.
Yeah,
So
I know that. And tomorrow actually was speaking a lot about the GBYWN with Mr. Hardcore because he's with Copper Dragon and they were, you know, almost like godfathers of the GBYWN. And, you know, Rad Dad was a part. And yesterday, by the way, we were watching a match with Brian White, who wrestled the most violent match in, some would say, in GBYWN history. It was the light bulb match, the second one.
Oh, yes. And also, I do want to say as well, speaking of GBYWN, I do want to throw this out. There is a donation link. I could probably give it to you, Tom, to Scott Henson. Scott Henson was a big name in GBYWN, and he was loved by everyone there. And he passed away recently. And
send me the link because I'm going to have Mr. Hardcore on tomorrow, and I'll actually bring it up with him because he'll definitely.
They reached their donation goal already, which was like 17,000 Canadian dollars, I think it was, or something absurd like that. And it truly showed how beloved this guy was. And he was someone that I wish I got to meet. And you could talk to Rad Dad himself, and he would also agree how great that guy was.
Oh, I would definitely. Rad Dad, I know Sean Jovi has a very, very good relationship.
Sean Jovi would know who Scott Henson is too. And
I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up. I mean,
definitely, I will send you that link. And
send me the link. Send me the link.
He was, in my opinion, one of the best that came in GBYWN. He's up there with the DeMorris and the Alex Zanes and the Rad Hazards and all of them. So definitely is a thing that I would like to shout out because if we're all backyard wrestling fans, you would know who Scott Hansen is, you know.
No, I definitely appreciate that. And then, you know, again, that's obviously something tomorrow on the first of two shows I have that I definitely want to touch upon. And you know, we want to obviously give prayers and thoughts. And let me get to a couple of comments before I put up one more thing on the screen. And Tim Wentworth for life. Hello, wrestling critic. Thank you for tuning in as always. Darkron says, I'll put it out there. We are open to working with everyone possible. Let me ask you one question, though, on Summer Bash. You talked a lot about it. You tried to do one on your own. What would be the advice you would give to guys like Darkron or guys like Omen Black and Soldier GP who are, you know, leading this? What would be your advice to them, you know, in a way?
Always have a plan B when it comes to people because you never know who isn't going to show up and who will show up. Always have that plan B on who you can replace for everyone in that roster. Even if it's yourself, find who could be a replacement.
And from somebody that tried the event, what do you see that they're doing that's good or bad? What do you see from your vantage point? I'd just be curious on that.
I think they're doing a great job in actually promoting it all out and getting the word out for sure. For me, I'm not really well versed in their community as much as I am when it comes to the East Coast area.
Yeah,
everything they're doing is spot on when it comes to it. May questionable on some of the roster people, but that's not my.
I think you pretty much explained who that would be. I mean, I think that's obviously a fair, you know, from your vantage point, a fair statement. And I'm actually trying to find the photo. I actually had it right here in front of me, and somebody should give it to me. I don't know if I have it. Oh, there it should be. Let's see now if I should have it. Okay. Nope, not yet. But well, I'll put it back up in a few minutes. But okay, so obviously, let me come back in the interest of time. Speaking of people at Summer Bash, Nicholas Crenton, who just wrestled at the IMF's most recent show. Nicholas Crenton, are you actually like home now? Are you on the road? What are you doing here live? Because he's got to travel from Iowa to Wisconsin, so I'd almost be curious on how are you getting back home?
He's got to hear us. He's got to hear us, man.
Well, I appreciate that because a lot of people tuned in tonight. I mean, a lot of people, that's what it is, Sportswire. I'll come back and get the poster here. But actually, while I actually do something else, I want to put this on the screen for those that are listening and watching. I got one more thing after this. I do want to put the Delta match up, but I'm going to come back to this right here, and I'm going to take this off the screen, and we're going to play the ad commercial. But then once we do that, I'm going to show something that's very important to you. Well, yeah, that's not what it's about, but I'm going to pull this up right now on the screen because I actually just had it right here. I'm going to take this off and put this right back in.
Oh, Reunion 2018, I believe.
ECW World
2017? I don't remember.
Of course,
Yeah, 18.
support from both of those days.
Both great.
This is for you, Yankee.
Sakura
This is
standing
for you,
strong
Rhea.
at the moment.
Cage, here he comes in the corner trying to throw out Sakara. Daniels.
Countdown. Who can beat Tex, ladies and gentlemen? If I'm correct, this would be number 8. We're almost a quarter of the way through these men.
Oh my God, I know who this is. Ladies and gentlemen, entering at number 8.
Wait a minute. I know who this is.
Anderson.
Adam Anderson.
Adam Anderson.
Adam Anderson.
Look how scary this dude looks.
He looks like a used cotton swab.
You shut your face.
You shut your face.
You shut your face. Oh, drop kick, basement drop kick to the knee of Daniels.
He's trying to take out the leg of Daniels.
I don't know why, but
And now a famouser to Cage. What a mark this young man has made, taking out a legend such as Cage. I'm a mark for this kid. Go, Adam Anderson. Go. And he just died.
Atlas just killed him. Look at Atlas. Like I said earlier, don't underestimate Atlas. He's one of the only men even close to his feet right now.
Jason Atlas is a very dominant competitor in this wrestling scene. And he throws D-Lock over, but TJ Sakara, fellow Margaret Club member, saves him.
Look in the back left corner. You see Cage trying to eliminate Adam Anderson. This is crazy.
Wait, Anderson climbing to the top. Anderson climbing to the top. Oh, flying cross body off the top rope to Cage.
High risk, ladies and gentlemen. We always say it, but it's even more of a risk in a match like this, where you have, my goodness, where you have to be thrown over the top rope. He's taking a chance getting on that top rope. One wrong slip by him, he'd be eliminated.
You can stop it at.
Oh,
you can stop
look
it.
at me. Which one?
Which one is it?
Let's take this off the screen.
There's
Go
a
ahead.
particular reason why I did this specific match.
Tell me why.
To talk about, and that's when I first met Cage. I don't know if you know who Cage is, but Cage ran one of the most successful backyard wrestling YouTube companies on YouTube. Millions and millions of views on each video.
I know somebody, maybe it was Titan. Somebody mentioned his name to me a couple weeks ago. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, used to be working at AEW as Fuego del Sol, and now he's a belt collector. But that
hopefully not a belt collector like Fletch is, where Fletch collects the belts, and it's like he collects the belts. And,
legit belt collector now.
Okay, all right, that's what I was gonna say. I don't want to go too much into the details on Fletch, but you get the point.
Cage was one of the first backyard wrestlers I've ever watched as a kid.
Oh wow!
He was the reason why I wanted to go on a trampoline and do suplexes on people. And he is one of the nicest guys I ever met for someone who is that famous when it comes to YouTube and now in independent wrestling. And it's just one of those cool little like flexes saying, yeah, I've wrestled Cage in a ring before, and now he's Fuego del Sol. And
yeah, that's one of those, you look back and say, it's just almost like when, GTS, they talk about MJF being a part of GTS.
Yes.
It's just one of those, things you look back and say, okay, well, they were actually there, and it's that moment, and that's just one of those you use on your resume. And, it's obviously something that a lot of people remember. And Mr. Graves said he made a correction. It says 2017. And Mr. Graves is here in your chair in 2 weeks from now, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
He's here in 2 weeks. We got a lot to talk about with him. We had a
You'll be surprised too. He has a haircut as well.
What do you mean?
Like he cut his hair too.
I just watched him on Total Domination 9. What are you talking about?
Oh, he went after Total Domination after his match, and he went to the barber, and he actually cut off all of his hair.
Well,
And
I'm
now,
going to certainly wait to find that out because I
yeah,
haven't seen it on TV. But the good news is for me and for you listening and watching out there, I have not cut my hair, and I am not cutting my hair because there are too many people that want to see the way I look, and I will wish Mr. Graves all the best if that's the case. I'm sure that we'll have to find out sooner rather than later, and I'm sure that he is very mad that you said that. Maybe he doesn't care. I don't know, whatever it might be, but we'll have to find out. But obviously, we'll take this off the screen, and I'm going to put up one more thing for a couple of minutes, real quick, and then I'm going to get to a few other thoughts because I know we have a lot we went through, and I can't get through everything here. But I'm going to try to do this one more very quickly because I want to pull it up. Actually, it's actually going to be your match with Jack Delta. Jack Delta's debut match in VTW. I just have to find it. I had it right here in front of me. Okay, now I got it. Okay, wrong one. Now I got it. Okay, give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I should have it right here in front of me. This is not it. Yep, this is it. This should be it. This is it. Nope. Wrong one. Okay, I went back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the beauty of technology. I clearly need to get my eyes checked. I think I have the wrong video. I think it should be boom, boom, boom. Was it locked up? Right? Was it locked up? Was it locked up or
no, it was a prelude.
I figured that. Okay, thank you. Now you'll see it here coming up. Okay, now
This is why we got to take some phone calls. We could have done that.
347-282-7735. Give me a call. But actually, now I have the match right in front of me. I just need to put the other button up, which actually that's my problem. I can't see clearly. But now I can't even move the screen. Now we got it. Okay, now we got it. There we go. I got the wrong match. You just gave me the wrong direction.
Whoops.
You know what? Well, we'll get to it. I got it right here. Is it? No, I think this is it. This should be the one.
Before lockdown.
Yeah, I got it. I actually had it correct. And I just realized that I knew it was Wake Up.
Wake Up Call.
There you go. Okay, so now we see some of it. We'll play a few minutes of it, but walk me through being Jack Delta's first opponent in VTW.
I think, man, being Jack Delta's first opponent in VTW is both an honor and a privilege, and also I have to myself make his debut worthwhile in a sense. I want people to see Jack Delta, see Jackie D, and want him back at VTW. And I feel like with what we did this match, I think we definitely submitted him as a true VTW roster member whenever he always comes back. And it was a big pressure, especially with how much I knew about Jack Delta, all the times we talked and hyped about a dream match with each other.
A lot of guys want to wrestle him and don't get the opportunity, but you got that opportunity to wrestle him. There's guys every day on this show and say, yeah, I want to wrestle Jack Delta, but you actually get a chance to wrestle him here. So that's obviously a big responsibility there.
Yes. And I'm glad I was trusted enough to be his first ever match at VTW. And it's a big honor, and I'm greatly thankful for VTW for allowing this match to happen.
Yeah, I think there's no question that this was a match that I think I was excited about. A lot of people were excited about. I think that obviously he's just coming off a stint in XCW, which was, I got to be honest, it was mixed. And, and I'll still be honest, I think the VTW run, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more. It's obviously, it is what it is. I said a few things on it. I felt that I would have liked to have seen, just a better arsenal of talent. But that's kind of how these things go. I felt the TBW run for me was a little bit more in terms of value. We got that face off with Ledger Shade. He got Gage Flair, James Taylor, and PWF, Atomic Titan. But again, I think it's still a better run of work than what we saw in, let's say, XCW. And I'm not trying to kill XCW because I have a lot of guys that are friends in XCW. But, I think still at the end of the day, this was at least a good indicative temperature of what Jack Delta could be in a ring in VTW. He's going on a stage, with a lot of people watching. VTW is obviously a great product. There's a lot of great things I see. The improvements in the ring, the indoor setting. I think the flow of the product. There's no question that there's a lot of things that I enjoy about VTW, and him being here. you take away a lot. I think very similar to the TBW experience. TBW has that massive following, and TBW. Everybody talks about TBW, and a lot of guys who are wrestlers love the VTW experience. And I think that obviously you being the first person a part of that, I think speaks to obviously the trust that VTW had in you, but also that Jack wanted you to be in that ring, and we're seeing obviously the match itself, and it's coming down to the end. We'll actually get to the finish here shortly, but I think those are some of my experiences. I do wish that it could have been a little bit more Jack got to do in VTW. I feel that what he's doing in ROEW is really what Jack Delta should have been doing for the longest time, and I think that's obviously a credit to James Taylor and his leadership there. But I think still there's some positives you can take away from VTW and him being there, and you being a big part of that, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And this isn't going to be the last time you'll see Jack Delta, that little stint that he has had, because he's always welcome at BTW.
Oh, I think Jack should be in any promotion he wants. I mean, I think there's no question.
So in VTW, we had a saying, and it still stands strong to this day. To be able to be in VTW, you need a vibe. And if you don't vibe, you don't F word.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So
no, I get it.
Jack was definitely one of those guys that vibed with all of us. I have so many stories that we have behind the scenes with Jack Delta.
Yeah, I will say this. Listen, I do think that there were things I would have liked to have seen better after your match with him. I think that I would have liked to have seen more of what I saw in TBW, where I saw those different people he wrestled. But I think Jack raved about his experience here on this platform with VTW. He talked to me off the air about he loved the guys, he loved the setup there. So, look, XCW, I'll be completely upfront. XCW, there was no justification about what he did in XCW. I mean, that was just a total. I mean, they put him in there with Jesse Justice, and I love Eric Mason, but Jack Delta should have been wrestling at least guys on your level, and guys, again, more in that lane. Tyler Aiken, happy birthday to him, and guys like Zach Daniel, different people in for sure, in TBW and VTW that were similar that I got to see. And speaking of people that want to say hello, it's the boogeyman of the Midwest. Omen Black is here. Let's set it up. I wonder if did Omen hear what Chase had to say? If he didn't, go back and listen to the first 40 minutes of the show. But I think by and large, VTW still has a lot of things I really enjoy about the product. And I think, your match was a good start, and, it was what it was in the run. But I agree with you. I think if Jack wants to go somewhere else, that's obviously up to him and his God. But I think VTW's got a lot of good things going for it. The product has improved tremendously. We saw from where you were debuting to where it is now. And we'll take this off the screen because I get the point. I think there's one more thing I could show, but I think there's so many people that have spoken to you today.
Yeah.
I don't think I know how much longer. I have to go on twice tomorrow. We'll see about that. But, so you got a chance to talk about a lot. You certainly fired a shot like nobody's heard to start the show. You talked a lot about just some of the things with the different people. We went down memory lane. You kind of dropped it in a way next Saturday. You're going to be at Amplified Enterprise next show. You're going to be there. You're going to be wrestling the man that owns the pizza place. I mean, that's kind of crazy in itself. And so, what else is left? What's next with Chase Wakefield? Will we see you again on Sportswire Radio? Will we hear more from you after June 29th? What is there to come?
Definitely say I will be back on Sportswire. It's 100%. I love being here. And as for the future of Chase Wakefield, I kind of had to spoil it because I was kind of put on the spotlight here.
That's what you get with live callers, by the way.
But I have some great news that I am stepping back into the ring to train with the BOMC, Brotherhood of Motor City.
Kid Mike. Yeah, I played the video for that last week with Mr. BTV.
I'm going to be full-time training with them, and I've already gotten some amazing opportunities with them. One of them.
Isn't that so cool, that ring they have set up there? Isn't that ring so cool?
It's a hard ring, let me tell you that. It's definitely,
Dan talked about it on the air. Kid Mike joked on Facebook. He was like, "Do you want to train to be a wrestler?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I saw the ring. I'm good."
Yeah, you can tell that ring is an old ring just from falling on it.
He
and
talked
taking
about the
bumps.
memories of it. He talked about,
Yes.
ECW and Sabu and,
Yes. But I am fully training with them, and I will be doing official ring crew for the Inouye family.
oh my goodness. Wow.
Next month, I will be working with the Inouye. I don't remember which Inouye it is. It's one of the cousins that runs one of the federations around.
Is that
But
the one
then,
not the one that closed up, right?
yeah, and then got bought back in, I think.
Oh, it's bought back in because I was like,
Yeah.
it was blowing up
I
all
think-
my Facebook the other day.
I think Alpha was talking about it, taking
Oh.
reins. But then in September, I will be doing ring crew for Battlefield Pro Wrestling.
Oh, I know Battlefield Pro Wrestling. Oh wow, boy, you're really
Yes.
moving up. Then you really are going.
So who
for that.
knows what could happen?
I don't think
Chase Wakefield
DPW
is
and
there.
VTW is where you should be going. And you should be going to those big places. I mean, with
I
all
will
due-
forever be loyal to those guys to the
Oh, for
best I
sure.
can. But I have some huge opportunities ahead
Well,
of me,
I think
and
when
I
you
can't
said
wait
the
to
Inouye
showcase.
family, when you said that name, I'm like, yeah, okay, go stick with that. That's that's kind of that's like
Yes.
DVG. DVG moved on, and he's got he's blowing up. He's in arenas now. I mean, it's just that's
I
how it
was
goes.
actually just talking to DVG about a potential third match too. So maybe.
He's supposed to be coming back here in August. He actually messaged me like 2 weeks ago and said, I just want to say I want to come back, but I'm telling you now when I'm coming back. I'm like, okay. So he was like, really upfront about that. So
Yes, and as I see the comments with Owen Black saying, let's set it up with the Boogeyman, I'm willing to come down to whatever place in Ohio you may be, or Iowa, or wherever.
well, they have it.
states you
They're
are.
running the shows it's Omen's show, by the way. They're running them at the Palo Community Center, and what they do is so cool is that they're actually in a venue and they get like 150, 200 people to show up, and they do a great job. They get their shows are sold out or near sold out, and
Love
they have
it.
a really like great following. The IMF is like the one company like. I think DBW is trying to go there, but IMF they already did it. I mean, IMF, I remember when it was 18 months ago and somebody told me that get in touch with these guys. Then James Taylor had them on his podcast, and then Omen interrupts Craven Rage, and these guys have been off to the races. I mean, these guys are like everywhere.
I love to see it, and you may see the Bitcoin billionaire at IMF sometime in the future.
I've even heard, I don't even want to say it, but I heard from a birdie, there was a wrestler that wrestled today. And he actually told me you might see him soon in IMF ring. And I won't say who it is, but he messaged me. As I watched him today, and I messaged, I really enjoyed your match. It was what it was. And he was like, Tom, you're going to like what I'm about to do. And he mentioned IMF. That's all I'm going to say. I'll maybe tell you.
I might know who you're talking about.
I'll tell you who it is off the air. I can't say it
Okay.
on the air, but I want to say hello to Mr. Thomas Taft, Mr. T3 himself. He says, hello, old friend, regardless of our paths. Have went other ways, though. You're still one of my favorite people.
I appreciate it, Thomas. I still think about you to this day. I still think about all the battles that we had, and I can't wait to see what's in the future.
Oh, me too. I always loved Thomas Taft. We had him on here, and I enjoyed some of the things he had to say, and he was doing a lot of things. And I don't know what happened in DBW. Maybe one day I'll find out, I suppose. But I think.
It's some stupid stuff. It's just a bunch of things, and
yeah, it's always that's what it always to me it comes down to. Guys, if they went into a locker room and hashed it out, I think everything would sort itself out. But he was a guy I always enjoyed, and really a guy that I would like to see more of, and I hope so. But Omen would like to say before we move, let's make a deal. If I beat you, that's a very expensive portfolio. You may want to think about.
I'll give you one of my burner ledges.
Well, that was a smart way to get out of it. That was a good way to dance away from that question. All right, before I get to closing thoughts, is there anything else you want to touch upon that we haven't got a chance to tonight?
I did say I did want to do one piece of advice way early then, but then the chat blew up.
Oh my God,
and stuff like
we
that.
got a lot of people still. I got 24 people right now, so people are still with you. Go ahead. What do you want to say? You got a lot of people here still. Give me the advice.
I may not have the most experience out of anyone else that can give advice,
Sure.
but the one piece of advice I would say is don't assume everyone knows who you are.
It's a good question.
That's the best advice I can give to everyone. You may be big in your respective companies, but there's millions of wrestling fans and hundreds of thousands of different wrestlers that do not know you. And if you just, I see it as instead of assuming they know you, show them they should know you. Show them who you are, and you will gain that notoriety. Oh my goodness, I can't
Go to
talk. It's
right.
so hard
Trust
here.
me, don't
Yeah.
feel bad. I struggle with words. I do this every day for like sometimes 3 hours, so it's okay. You got to pass.
You may be big in Iowa or Ohio, Nebraska. You might be big on Sportswire radio, but that one person that you meet, they won't know who Sportswire radio is. They don't watch Nebraska wrestling. Like, you need to show why they should know who you are. And that's how I always view it as.
You know, it's kind of, I don't know if you ever played music, but I used to play guitar, and there was a line. My dad was a drummer. He taught drums. He played, and he was he had a good, he had a career, not a career, but he played music. He played out. He played CBGBs, all the places, blah 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 blah. He'd always say, "There's always somebody better than you." You might say you're the greatest guitarist. You might be the best, but there's always somebody that is just better. So, it's like anything you do. It could apply to wrestling. It could apply to music. It could apply to sports. It could apply to singing. Could even be doing this. There's always somebody out there that, you could learn from, or obviously somebody that might have more fans or more followers, whatever it is. So at the end of the day, I think the best way I could sum up that advice is what I always try to tell people: stay humble. If you stay humble and you stay grounded, you keep going, you'll always be assured of yourself that you'll always do well. Still have another one-on-one.
Yes, 100%. I loved when I wrestled Brandon Castelli. We always think of the most fun things to do in that ring, and we don't care what people say.
He's a very fun vlogger.
Yeah, he's kind of late on things, don't you think, on his vlogs? He needs to start working on that.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I guess the line I would say is when a lot of the wrestling shows, they have like to edit their shows, and you wonder, like some company like TBW, and this is not a knock on anybody, TBW and XCW, for example, they have it to a science. When they come out, those shows are those dates. Everybody else, it's based on timing, how much information it is. So yeah, I can't kill Brandon Castelli, the Mauler, who rocks hard, or Sneaky Pete, if his vlogs are late. I can't kill somebody if their vlogs are late. These things take a lot to edit. Sean Jovi, for example, does vlogging, and his vlogs, there's no Van Hansen's a vlogger. He does the vlogging. It's just sometimes his Metal Talk Mondays were late. So I can't kill guys on the vlogging. I can't kill on the vloggings. But I do enjoy his vlogs, and maybe you'll be in more of them. Maybe you'll be in more of them.
I hope. And I also want to say on that silly thing, when me and Brandon wrestle, we don't care what anyone thinks. We just do what we think is funny. And if you watched when we had our match at BTW, that was one of those times where we did not care what was the right way or was the wrong way. We just thought it was funny and we went with it.
That reminds me of when he was alive. You'd hear stories about Owen Hart matches, and he would do certain things in the match, and he was just doing it just for whatever reasons to get guys to laugh, or just kind of poking fun at himself, whatever it is. And I think that's just the best way to go about things. And he would like to say also, okay, you know what? I take it back. You weren't supposed to bring that up. So there you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, Brendan.
Well, I think we certainly ran the gauntlet tonight. You started the show talking about Chris Craven for about 40 minutes. If you haven't got a chance, go out and check out the footage. I'm sure you'll certainly have an opinion on that. We talked about the past. We went down memory lane. You kind of dropped in a little small way. You're going to be back in the ring next weekend. I talked about the fact we're going to have Osiris from ESW Shockwave tomorrow night in your chair, which I think is going to be very exciting. He has apparently a lot to say. We spoke about the GBYWN. Speaking of that, I have Mr. Hardcore tomorrow. We had Brian White yesterday, who had the most violent match in GBYWN history in the Light Bulb 2 match. And We spoke about just the whole thing about Summer Bash, your experiences trying to put your own show off with that. And you talked about pretty much everything there is possibly. And we even took a couple of phone calls. James Taylor called in, Silver Wolf called in. And if you want to give me a call on the air, my number is 347-282-7735. Give us a call tomorrow, because tonight I think my voice is near the end and Chase is basically wanting to go back and look at his Bitcoin billionaire portfolio. And I'm sure get ready for some training under Van Hansen, because he talked about that as well. And he also dropped that he's doing some ring crew work for the Inoue family. And I'm sure he'll have a lot more things ahead to talk about. But my friend, I'm going to give you the floor. I'm going to pass the baton to you. I hope to see you in a lot quicker time than 4 months from your last appearance on Sportswire Radio. And you definitely ran the gauntlet. It was definitely one people will be talking about for a long time. So I give you the floor, and anything else you want to plug, share, or say, the floor is yours.
Well, I gotta say thank you very much for having me, especially this. I think this is our longest talk we had.
But I told you it's so different, this platform, since you last came on, because it's like it's a community. We get comments. People just it's a different dynamic, even from when you first came here. It's like
it's way different. As for plugging anything, right now a lot of my social medias are in a transition.
That's why I didn't put them up on the screen, because usually I've been putting them up for people, but I didn't do that. So
I have a little sand hourglass on my Instagram.
I
now,
did notice
people
that.
know it's coming. But other than that, I can't wait to get back in the ring and beat up this pizza owner.
Well, I would want to know. I wonder what the pizza tastes like in West Virginia versus here in New York. That'll be my big question, but that'll certainly, I'm sure maybe you can tell us the next time you come on to Sportswire Radio. And if you'd actually like to check, that's our website, where you actually see a list of some of our Hall of Famers, and guys like Chase Wakefield, Brandon Castelli are here, Omen Black. You've got a whole list of other people that are on it. Justin Parsley and Cyrus is on here, and Soldier, and a whole list of other people that are in the Hall of Fame are here. Skulls is even on it. C2K is on it. You got a whole list of other people. Jack Delta's in the Hall of Fame now. Gabe Sayers. It's just a whole list of other people that are in. DBG's in it. There you go. See, I brought you up on the screen. Nicholas Crenton. Whole list of other people. I actually wanted to plug myself for a change, and CJ Black's on it for sure. And take on Omen in the first blood match. You'll win as soon as he walks out of the curtain. Well, we'll certainly find out. Never say never, but that's our website. Check us out anytime. We're also on the Promo Wrestling Federation YouTube page, and that's about 1,300 subscribers. So we got some people there that'll also join into the conversation. Also, I'm on Twitch now at Sportswire Radio. So other avenues are out there. I'm also on Instagram, PWF_network, and Discord at Sportswire Radio. And give me a call anytime, 347-282-7735. Congratulations on all the upcoming success. Looking forward to seeing you at the Amplified Enterprise show. Looking forward to seeing you train under two very good men in Van Hansen and Kid Mike, two guys that know their stuff, Mr. V to the H, and obviously Kid Mike. And looking forward to seeing what you do under the legendary Inoue family. And we'll see what the future brings. Thank you for all of your thoughts today. I really enjoyed them. Just a lot of fun to have you always on this platform. You're welcome anytime. Anybody's welcome anytime. Brandon, definitely love to have Brandon back. Omen, it's his show. CJ Black, CJ Black's actually due for an appearance. Maybe that's the guy I should get us. He hasn't been here in a while. I don't want to talk about him after what happened at Weekend Warfare. Maybe I'll wait because he's in a bad mood. But thank you so much for all that you do. And one more time as a reminder, you've officially been declared the Bitcoin billionaire of backyard and underground wrestling. I will give you that certificate when we're off the air. And congratulations on all the success. And I look forward to seeing you very soon.
Thank you for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Bitcoin billionaire Chase Wakefield, who certainly said a lot. You'll have to go back and watch it if you're just tuning in for the first time. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. If you're on Sportswire Radio, you're going back to your regularly scheduled programming. If you're with us right now, we are back at 6 p.m. Eastern Time with Mr. Hardcore of the Global Backyard Wrestling Network and GWC. And also I'm here at 10 o'clock Eastern Time with none other than the legendary Osiris from ESW Shockwave. And boy, does he have some shocks in for the audience. You won't want to miss that. Also, give us a sub on YouTube at Sportswire Radio 6579. Go check out Total Domination 9. Go check out the IMF's most recent show, Summer Heat. Some of their stuff is on their YouTube channel. Go check that out because all of it is All Wrestling Matters. IMF Wrestling 666, IMF Wrestling, IMF Federation Wrestling, also Dominant Breakout Wrestling. Check out all of it. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one, global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. Good night, everybody.